How's it going, everyone? Mega Masher is back with a video that this time features Talonflame. Oh, Talonflame. Love him, hate him. He's absolutely awesome, guys. And along with Diggersby, these are two Pokemon that you'd catch at the beginning of the game. And generally speaking, in past generations, you would catch the rodent and bird Pokemon, and they would, not be that great competitive-wise. But Game Freak has flipped that logic upside down with 6th generation because in my last video I demonstrated that the quote-unquote rodent Pokemon is an absolute brute in battle, and this Talonflame, being the 6th generation bird Pokemon to catch at the beginning of the game, is an absolute kamikaze, and I will demonstrate how that is in this video, so stay tuned. So here it is, guys, Talonflame. Its typing is that of fire and flying, and it's pretty good considering that you have an immunity to ground, you're resistant to the likes of fighting, bug, steel, fire, grass, and fairy. However, Stealth Rocks presents this typing a big problem, because should you switch Talonflame into Stealth Rocks, you'll lose 50% of your health, which is pretty bad considering that Talonflame is one of the most OP Pokemon in the OU tier. Stealth Rocks is a very dangerous and common entry hazard used in battle, so my recommendation when using this guy, you need to have Defog or Rapid Spin support. But that's just me. Its weaknesses is that of 4 times weak to rock, 2 times weakness to water, and 2 times weakness to electric. So when you're comparing your resistances to weaknesses, it has quite the nifty set of resistances, and like I said, it's immune to ground, so that's pretty cool. Now, as for its abilities, the first one that it gets is known as Flame Body, and what Flame Body does is if your opponent makes contact with you, you have a 30% chance of burning your opponent, which can be pretty nice. But that pales in comparison to Gale Wings, and what Gale Wings does is it puts a +1 priority boost on every flying type move that Talonflame gets. And two of the most commonly used moves that it gets at it's a flying type would be Roost and Brave Bird. Oh boy, that's where things start getting quite problematic because Brave Bird went from being a frighteningly powerful flying type move to being now a frighteningly powerful spammable flying type move because now you don't have to worry about really being outpaced because you got that +1 priority Brave Bird, which is essentially a more buffed up version of Quick Attack by like tenfold. Wow. As for its stats, as you see, it has 78 HP, 81 attack, 71 defense, 74 special attack, 69 special defense, and 126 speed. The speed, wow, that's a lot of speed. It's going to be very, very hard to outpace this monster. Now, while it looks like that it has mediocre stats across the board with the exception of speed, these stats are extremely workable, and there's a reason why this guy is an OU, because this guy knows how to make it work. And speaking of making it work, I'm going to demonstrate to you how this guy works out well in OU with a few set ideas, so stay tuned. So with this first set right here happens to be my absolute favorite set to use on Talonflame. It takes a very bulky and supportive approach, and it works very well. The nature that we're going to be using is known as Careful to increase your special defense and lower your special attack. We will not be needing special attack ever when you're using this guy. The ability that we're going to be using is Gale Wings because that is the best ability to use on this guy. And the item for choice is going to be Leftovers because when you're looking to be a bulky support, then Leftovers is pretty much your best friend. Now, as for the EV spread, 252 is going to go into HP, 252 into special defense, and 4 into speed, just to give you as much special bulk as possible. And you'll see why with the move set here. And speaking of which, it's move set. The first one that we're going to be using is known as Taunt, because when you're sitting at base 126 speed, even uninvested, you outpace a ton of things, especially those that like to set up entry hazards and statuses and all that stuff. So you simply taunt them and they can't do anything. They'll just be a sit and duck, and they'll have to switch or they're going to risk being set up bait. The next move that we're going to use, you can choose between Bulk Up and Will-O-Wisp. If you want to bulk up and be like a setup sweeper kind of thing, and just sweep the game, then go with Bulk Up. If you're looking to status down your opponents and be just that much more annoying, then go with Will-O-Wisp. And what Will-O-Wisp does is it cuts your opponent's attack in half while causing residual damage. So that's where the special defense comes into play, because there's no way for Talonflame to boost its special defense at all. Whereas if you have Bulk Up to increase its attack and defense by 1 stage every turn, and Will-O-Wisp to get that pseudo defense boost from the burn effect, then that's why I have it as such. Now the third move to choose from is Roost. And Roost is a must on this set because not only does it go well with Gale Wings, but it allows for Talonflame to have better staying power in battle. And the last move is known as Brave Bird. Brave Bird on its own, uninvested, is a nuke. And you get a couple bulk up boosts, and it's hard to stomach hits from Talonflame. I remember this one battle, this guy let me set up. I had his +6 bulk up, and I just swept through his entire team. Heatran gone, Rotom gone. Like, just, oh man, it was brutal. I don't know why this guy let me set up, but it just allowed me to showcase how effective this set is. That's all for this set. It's time to move on to another one. So this next set here turns Talonflame into a nuke that scouts and destroys. The nature that we're going to be using is Adamant to increase your attack and lower your special attack. The ability we're going to be using is known as Gale Wings, and the item for choice is going to be Choice Band. And the reason for that is because with base 81 attack, it really isn't that good of a sweeping stat. So you throw a Choice Band on this guy and it's going to be hurting like hell. The EV spread is very simple for a sweeper like this. 252 attack, 4 special defense, and 252 speed to maximize your offensive capabilities as much as possible. As for the move set, obviously we're going to use Brave Bird because not only is it a priority move, but it's base 120 attack power. That's incredible. And you throw in Stab, Choice Band, it's going to hurt. The next move that we're going to be using is Flare Blitz, which is a very powerful base 120 fire type move. So if Brave Bird doesn't work out for you, then go to Flare Blitz. Of course, it doesn't have that Gale Wings boost, so please be aware of that. The next move that we're going to be using is known as U-Turn, and U-Turn is a great scouting move, especially for a speed demon like Talonflame. And the last move, I put in Roost, because with all the damage that you're going to be causing yourself with the Brave Bird and Flare Blitz recoil, then switch in and Roost up and get the hell out. It's basically as simple as that. I really don't have any other way to explain this set, so it's time to move on to another one. So this next set here has a very simple objective: setup and sweep, and with Talonflame it's very easy to do. The nature that we're going to be using is known as Jolly to increase your speed and lower your special attack. The ability, once again, is going to be Gale Wings to give you that priority boost for flying type moves. The item for choice is going to be Life Orb this time, because rather than being locked into a move, why not have an item that grants you a 30% boost to your moves at the cost of 10% of your HP, which is fine, also considering that you have priority recovery in Roost. I think that's pretty cool. The EV spread is going to be 252 into attack, 252 into speed, and 4 into special defense to once again give you as much offensive capability as possible. The moveset right here, Swords Dance. As if Gale Wings Brave Bird wasn't enough, this guy gets Swords Dance. Oh man, this is crazy. Swords Dance boosts your attack stat by 2 stages, so that just turns Talonflame into a very speedy and powerful threat. The next move that we have is known as Brave Bird, because what better than Brave Bird for a flying type move? It's base 120, it's flying type, and it gets the Gale Wings boost. The next move that we're going to be using is known as Flare Blitz, because if Brave Bird doesn't work, well then, why not use Flare Blitz? Like, with the combination of fire and flying type as your offensive capabilities, it's pretty good, although you're walled out by the likes of Heatran and Rotom, and any rock type Pokemon, because it resists both flying and fire, so please keep that in mind. The last move that it gets is known as Roost, and Roost is, well, it's very important to use on a sweeping set, because if you're very low in health, then simply recover. Plus, it has the +1 priority boost with Gale Wings. And I just also want to make a note that it also gets the move Me First, a move that allows you to go first and use the opponent's move against them. However, it has to be an attacking move. If it's not an attacking move, then it's going to fail. And the really awesome thing about Me First is not only does it allow you to go first, but any move that your opponent is about to use against you, you use against them, and it gets a 50% attack boost. So, say if you are up against an Aerodactyl and it's about to use Rock Slide, which would obviously destroy you, with Me First and the benefits behind it, then Aerodactyl is basically going to be in a lot of trouble. So that's basically it for this set. I hope that this video was very informative and very entertaining. That's all for Talonflame. If you guys enjoyed this video, then feel free to leave a rating and a comment in the comment section down below. And if you enjoy videos like these, then feel free to hit up that subscribe button down below. That's all for this video. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and a wonderful Easter.